Hello, everyone. It's Lephysra here, and I'm playing Nancy Drew Last Room to Blue Moon Canyon. Now, you guys are watching this me live on Twitch. I'm playing this on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, because last night my stream was very short. It was less than an hour because I got motion sickness from playing Agatha Christie. So now I'm playing on a Sunday afternoon to make it up for that. And I mean, Nancy Drew games never gave me like motion sickness before, so that's why I'm playing it now. And I chose Last Room to Blue Moon Canyon because well, it's a train mystery. It's just not the Orient Express, right? But it's a train mystery, no less. And it's one of my favorite games in the series. I mean, everyone can agree Last Room to Blue Moon Canyon is pretty good, right? So let's just get started.
Welcome to my latest case, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, click on Tutorial.
I'm gonna be Junior, okay? I can never play on Senior Detective or like a Master Sleuth because I'm too dumb for that.
Dear Hannah, here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Laurie Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy Boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Laurie's silly attempts to grab.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
A little too rich and a little too famous for their own good.
All aboard!
Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
Laurie Gerard, I think, is supposed to be a play on like Paris Hilton, I think.
Tour is over,
but we know now that Paris Hilton's actually not that dumb. She's actually pretty smart. She just is very good at playing the dumb blonde character.
Thank you all for coming. John Gray. I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever. And Charlena Purcell. I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And
she's not that awesome. Come on.
Only the most famous police detective in the country. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective.
Why am I sitting here and not at the table is what I want to know.
Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right. I'll bet you're wondering where we're
come
going.
on, there's a seat like beside like Frank.
Gorge, Colorado.
Why can't we just sit there?
To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley,
so
the
weird.
man who originally owned this train. Because see, one day in 1903, this train was found in a place called Blue Moon Canyon, which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth.
And?
Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
Of course it is. And of course something happens.
Oh my gosh.
What in the world?
What the?
Hey, what's going on?
Do you see Indy Rest saying like she's gone before the light even comes on?
Oh, brother.
Okay.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Okay. But
well, Nancy,
we all know that it's our job, right? It's our job to get to the bottom of it.
What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not. Laurie Gerard is a young woman whose only goal in life is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses her father's considerable wealth to get it.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities.
Okay.
What was your name again?
Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew. You and I have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
Okay, this part I'm quite like a little bit like peeved about. It's like, why do you pretend to remember Nancy, but actually you don't remember Nancy?
You don't remember me, do you?
No.
Like, why do you say like, Nancy Drew, like you remember her, but actually you don't? Like, come on, don't be such a bitch. Seriously.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley?
Psst, Nancy.
Oh, come on, Joe. Stop
Come here.
interrupting me in my conversation with
Excuse me a
Shalina.
second.
Oh, well, it's Joe Hardy. I'll give him a break. It's
Hey,
Joe.
Nance.
Where have you two been?
I have a soft
I
spot for
followed
Joe.
Chief Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Any idea what he was doing?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Lori was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you see what it was?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here.
Of course we're not.
Can't we at
We're
least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Lori is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Lori scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Frank. I have a soft spot for Joe, as I've said earlier. Like, you know, like she probably might be faking it, but I mean, it's Joe. I gotta agree with Joe.
You've gotta be kidding.
Sorry, Frank.
Do you think maybe one of Lori's other guests is in on her disappearance?
It's certainly possible.
From the way she talked, it didn't sound like she knew any of them.
Maybe that's what she wanted us to think.
Or maybe that's what one of them wanted her to think.
Well, whether Lori disappeared by force or by choice, what we've got to do now is find her.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
Okay, see you guys. Let's go talk to the engineer.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Lori Gerard has disappeared.
So?
Did you know she was going to disappear?
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
But Lori may not even be on the train anymore.
Look, Miss Gerard may not be a rocket scientist or anything, but even she knows better than to jump off a moving train.
He has a good point.
Excuse me, I got me a train to run.
I mean, he has a good point. I mean, anyone with a bit of a brain would know not to jump off a moving train. That's like asking for your death.
A square and a duck. It looks like this thing opens up. But how?
We'll figure that out later. Got a pencil and some contacts. Oh, there is a camera in this one. Huh, neat. I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know that we have a camera. Or at least I forgot. I forgot that we have a camera. So I remember we didn't need to take a picture of something.
Looks like some sort of steam valve.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try and kill Nancy. Okay, so let me look around here. That's not important, is it? I don't know why we can look at this. Is this important or something?
Sadie Crawford.
Okay. I don't know if I need this or not. Okay. But just in case, I'll just take a photo of that. We might need it.
It looks like there's something behind this painting, but I can't seem to move it.
Of course you can. There's a way to look at the bottom part here. The button thing. Like, I don't know which angle you should. I remember I managed to like sort of do it. Or maybe Lori needs to tell me first. I'm going too fast. Let me continue with the conversation.
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, Everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
Of course.
What else do you know about Jake Hurley? You know, the man who originally owned this train?
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet.
Camille
who died that year
Voulet.
after they were married.
Where was he from?
East Coast, Philadelphia, I think. His parents were British aristocrats. Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
Where did he meet Camille?
I don't know that. The circumstances surrounding her passing are a bit of a mystery, too. All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had found a fantastically rich vein somewhere. Although to this day, its existence remains unsubstantiated, and its location quite unknown.
Why do you think Lori invited you on this trip?
No doubt because I'm such an authority on life in the Old West, and because I'm so good at using old information to unearth new information. My knack for research is, well, it's a gift.
I should get going.
Let me know if you run across anything juicy.
I was saying your knack of research is given from Nancy. It's like, you know, I mean, Nancy is really good at researching stuff too, finding new information and stuff.
Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
Yeah, do you remember that? I'm not gonna do that. There is a puzzle. Let me get all these corner pieces in place first. Let me just take a look. No, this one's wrong. Okay, am I making something wrong? Of course I did. I mixed up this too. Okay. I must have messed up somewhere. But where is my question? Because it looked pretty accurate to me. Let's twice between these two. I can never tell where I make a mistake. No. Yeah, I don't get it. Is it? Is this not it? Or do I do it opposite way or something? seems correct, but it's still not right. Ah, there we go.
Pickaxe and lamp with Buell for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key?
It's probably lead is the key. That sounds more accurate, right? Okay, we
This
got
must have
that.
been the sleeping car.
There's a sleeping car. It's sad that we can't explore the sleeping car, actually. Because in the Orient Express, like both the old one and new one, you can kind of explore the rooms, but not in this one. Kind of sad.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
Okay. Okay, let's go talk to the other characters. So the one here is John Gray.
Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
Okay, not really. I'm lying.
I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Oh, heck no. Why, you're measuring the whoozy whatsism with your trusty gizmometrometer thing.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Laurie's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Laurie's whereabouts.
Okay.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Laurie?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. And that's my working theory, at least.
Okay.
Very interesting.
It's all very scientific.
I'm
But
curious
the
if there's
fact
actually
is,
science
Laurie's
behind that in
missing.
real
I,
life,
for
too.
one, am doing
If
everything
anyone
in my
looked that
power
up.
to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Charlena Purcell thinks Laurie is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
Yeah, so this guy doesn't really like romance novels.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy.
I can't say
After
much about
catching
that
his
because
bank
I've never really
robberies,
read
he's not
romance
just being a
novels
good
myself
cop
either.
anymore. He's
I'm
gotta
more of
be
a
great
fantasy
cop.
girl.
Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Is Laurie a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she doesn't have any friends.
Wouldn't be surprised. Maybe you can be too rich after all.
Thanks for the chat.
Take care.
Alright. Talk to him.
This looks like some sort of game. Nothing happens. I'll bet I have to wind it up first.
Okay, let's wind it up.
Wipe out.
Come on, I already did it. I pressed.
Oops.
Oh, I need to wait for it to start. Oh my god. I clicked on it. Oh, freaking hell. Of course it's this puzzle of all puzzles that's giving me a hard time.
I did it!
Okay, yeah, I did it. Finally.
Wonder what's in here.
Got that. Okay. And to burst out his eardrums.
Don't do that, please. Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. Just about took out my eardrums. You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay.
Oh, fine. So nasty.
Please don't.
Fine.
It's locked.
Of course it's locked.
Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano.
Hey, we gotta keep that because we need it. Oh, we don't keep that?
O'Neill.
Fine.
Looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
Okay.
I wonder what's under here. And what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts.
Okay.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy. Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke, she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing?
That's a very good
Oh,
impersonation
George,
of
that's so
Bess.
not true. I couldn't care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of
I
famous
probably
people
mispronounced
bound
that
for who
that
knows
word.
where. So dish already.
Impression?
Bess, calm
Impersonation?
down.
Yeah, whatever.
Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool. Nice try, Bess. No, really. You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself. George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
Why is she painting her room Adobe beige? Like, Bess doesn't come off to me as someone who will paint her room Adobe beige. I thought she would paint something like pastel color, like, I don't know, pink, blue, or something. Why beige of all colors?
Our hostess has
I'm
disappeared.
curious about that.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Lori. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room? Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape. It made the evening news in practically every city in the country.
Of course it
And
did.
then there was her daring escape the next morning. Only it turns out she faked the whole thing. Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped. Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has. Very funny. So what else is going on?
Before she disappeared, Lori told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky. Have any theories?
My first order of business is to find out what happened to Lori.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Lori vanishes. A pattern, maybe? Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
Yeah,
John
she
Gray
did
has
die
set up
on
a
the
bunch of
train.
equipment in Camille's train
I mean, it was a
car in
long
hopes of
time ago,
documenting
right?
Distortions in the electromagnetic field caused by her residual energy.
Say what? He's looking for Camille's ghost. Don't you ever watch him on TV? Just because I watch him doesn't mean I understand him.
Okay.
I better go.
Let us know what happens.
Yeah, of course. So let me just go and find the next character. Dino Baducci.
Hey, Nancy, right?
I want to look at the globe, jeez.
That's right. Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Never thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
I don't know. Do you like what you do?
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I sure did.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days. FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard they stopped because you accidentally rear-ended them.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy.
Well,
when
your
somebody does
tone is
something
telling me that I
really
heard
remarkable in
right.
this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear him down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers. All have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Do you think it had anything to do with Lori's disappearance?
Nah, probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure, in fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do for you?
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
Well, she could have been kidnapped. She could have been tossed off the train. She could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
So what are the facts?
So, you're gathering facts?
Of course, it may not look it because that's my style. I'm a low-key kind of guy. But
You
hey,
don't seem like a
worry.
low-key
I'll
kind
know
of
the
guy.
facts when I
The
know
first
the
thing you're
facts.
telling me is like, hey, do you heard of that bank robbery I solved? A person who's low-key is not gonna do that. You know that, right?
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
It's been great talking to you.
Don't mention it.
I mean, he seems to know what he's doing better than you do, so just saying.
Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked. And what does AG mean?
AG? Silver 47. All about gemstones. It's gonna be very important later. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know the order yet, so just ignore that for now. Oh, what's that?
JH. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be
Obviously.
Jake's insignia. Another gemstone.
Yep, so just pay attention to that. Oh, puzzle. Yay. I don't mind this puzzle, actually. I can solve this one. This is one of the easier ones. Gonna be like that. Okay, almost done.
There, all done.
There we go. Fix the pipes in this car.
Eliza Sandberger.
Eliza Sandberger. Okay. I don't know why Nancy doesn't keep all these. She just leave it there.
An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall. Those symbols look like the ones I saw in that sampler.
The owl and that. I need to find more coins. Okay. Let me just go exploring, make sure I didn't miss anything. Wait, is there something? No, this is just this part. Okay.
What's going on?
You've been a big help.
Don't mention it.
Okay.
Wonder what Jake used this for. Another gemstone.
Lots of gemstones around here. Let's just go back since nothing here yet. Probably missed something somewhere, that's why.
Teddy Eberhardt.
Okay. There, one of them. There.
Samplers.
Okay, sampler, buck. Okay, I think that's all. Is that it? Well, wrong direction, my bad. My bad. I meant to go here. Give me a moment while I...
That square and that duck look very familiar.
Of course it does. But we unlocked this door. Here we are. More of these.
Silver. What do all those colors have to do with silver?
Okay, let me just take a photo of these. Oh, damn, that sucks. Sorry. My bad. Maybe let me just take a photo of that. Using my own phone. Okay? Yeah, that's better. That's better. So I can unlock that box later.
Looks like to make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp. Citrine, amethyst, zircon. Those are all gemstones, I think.
Yeah, they are. Don't doubt yourself, Nancy. Okay, last one. Could be upset about something. Yeah, they're talking about dolls. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. And here we find Lori.
Gosh, I never thought you'd be the one to find me. No offense. Nadine?
Nancy. Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
So it was just all for show?
Well, not entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
I think you were going to explain why you kidnapped yourself.
Oh, right. Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except, I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in 1901 to his niece back east. He was real paranoid about claim jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him and no one would ever know where it was. So he wrote this letter to his only living relative, Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
So you want me to try to figure out where the mine is?
Uh-huh. As for the other people on board, if you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
Well, I don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
Whatever. I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I love his show, and I figured he'd jump at the chance to investigate an honest-to-goodness haunted train, and now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact, I just started reading her latest one, The Moon Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated them.
I'll come back later.
Keep me posted.
Looks like a dance floor, maybe? Okay, got my dancing shoes on. Now what? Locked, naturally. Wonder how you open it. I can use this to open that grate I saw in Camille's car. The 3rd of November, 1901, from somewhere in Colorado. Dear Ruth, I know that we've never met, but now that your father, my estranged brother, is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mine before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands, but with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. to obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who holds a warm place in my heart. I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you, words which, when translated into numbers and used in combination, will help power my projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her and heard her and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley.
Joe.
That must be the projector Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth. Looks like I need to enter 8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters? I wonder if this has something to do with that list of cities Jake mentioned in his letter to Ruth. Guess I'm done. Strange. All that's left is a jumble of letters. Jake's mine must be somewhere on this map, but where? Wilson Carbide and Acetylene Works. Always your friend, Thomas Wilson. Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I better keep this.
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
That slug? I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I could have found Lori no sweat, but I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
From now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley and his mind, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna do that, okay? Sorry.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
Did you two go out?
Nope, no, never went out. No.
You know, your reaction is very suspicious, Mr. Detective. I don't believe you.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his all by himself. But I'll let you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide open.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail. Let's just say that thanks to yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't be a mystery much longer.
Yeah,
Do
right.
you think I could take a closer look at that cougar statue?
What, that cigar clipper? Go ahead, take a look.
I'll bet I need this stone to build that thing in the diagram I found. But if I remove it now, Tina will know I'm onto something. Interesting. I just wanted to get a good look at it, that's all.
Of course.
What else can I do for you?
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Anything for a fellow detective.
It's not like he's doing anything. He's just sitting there doing who knows what. And we can take this one, though. As if Tino was not looking. But, no. We can do that. Let me go solve other puzzles first. Since I'm already
That tool
here.
I saw in the caboose. I bet that's what you used to unscrew these bolts.
This one affects these. This one affects these two. This one affects that.
More pipes to connect.
Yeah, at least I unlocked this thing.
Here we go.
Not that difficult. Probably because I'm on junior level. And there we go. Fix that. How about that? Right? So, oh yeah. I mean, since I'm here, why not just talk to John first?
What's up?
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
I'm confused. Are you a scientist or a psychic?
I happen to be both. What's commonly referred to as psychic phenomena is all a matter of energy. Just because we don't know where that energy is generated or how to measure it yet, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
He
Trust
has a
me,
point.
Either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
Could you be more specific?
Unfortunately, no.
I won't keep you any longer.
No, he has a point.
back
I mean, just
anytime.
because we don't know doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Right. And also, Nancy's always in trouble, so I kind of believe him. Nancy is constantly in trouble. Can I go do more pipes? Let me just go check them out. Da-da-da-da-da. Quiet. Yeah. Since I'm here, let's take this. Thank you.
Nancy, what's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
You found Lori.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
I
she's
found
holed up in the
Lori.
caboose, and as a reward for finding her, she let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues telling her how to find his mine. Only the clues are extremely obtuse.
You found Lori, you got the letter with all the clues. Guess you don't need us anymore.
Oh, Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
Are you kidding? You bet I do.
Now you're talking.
Balducci wants me to share
that's a lot to
everything I'll
talk
find out
about, though.
Jake Hurley with him.
I'll bet he does.
He just doesn't want you to show him up again.
Yeah, he wants you to do all the legwork so at the last minute, bam, he can swoop in and grab all the credit.
I wouldn't tell him a thing, Nance.
Unless it's to get lost.
Yeah. I agree. I'm not gonna tell him anything, you know, like I'm not gonna let him take my credit. Okay. I am the great detective here. Okay. We are the great detective here. You know, Nancy and the Hardy Boys? Not Balducci. Sorry, Balducci.
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's mine was the engineer on Jake's train.
Very true.
Not necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location, Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives, we may be in luck.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her.
Okay.
I found a diagram for some kind of contraption that Jake designed, but to operate it, you need his pickaxe and some kind of lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
Buell? Joe, show her!
Show her what?
That old picture we found!
Well, they have been doing some investigative
We
shit.
found this on the bookshelf.
Nice.
See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be the same Buell Jake gave his axe and lantern to.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And the guy was a pawnbroker, Frank. The stuff's probably long gone.
Or maybe it's still somewhere in Copper Gorge.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
See you soon.
If you need anything, just let us know.
I will do just that. And let's see if I can. See? You do
This
that.
must be how Lori disappeared.
And you can get this open. Yay. Are there pipes in this room?
An eagle. Where else have I seen an eagle?
Yeah, we have seen that eagle before. And you have to get that open too. We're not gonna do that. I'm not that insane. Is that all the pipes that I've done? Actually, you know what? Let me save. Pipes. Whoops. Give me a sec. Pipes.
Uh-oh, that doesn't look good.
Yep, I haven't done it all yet. My bad, my bad. Okay, turn it off, turn it off. Okay. Well, at least that's not a death scene. Alrighty then. You know what? I'm just go and... There's no pipes in this room, is it? I don't see any. Okay. Alright, I will take a little break here. Because I've been streaming for almost an hour or so. Yeah, I'll take a little break here, and when I come back, I'll talk to Charlena. Even though I'm not that excited about it. I don't really like her all that much. But I will still talk to her when I get back. Okay?